Greg asks, he's going to HRO, ham radio outlet in Milwaukee, to get my first HF on Saturday. Is the FTdx-10 worth the money over the 7300? I'm going to say yes. Yaesu really designed the FTdx-10 as the 7300 killer. It's it's their hybrid SDR model,
right?
So it's like the best of both worlds: the double conversion super heterodyne, and then the software defined radio for all of that extra heavy duty processing. And don't know if you're familiar with Sherwood Engineering test reports.
I literally just pulled that website up while you were talking.
Yeah.
Go on. I'm gonna. Go ahead.
He's the guy that does. He tests HF transceivers and he rates them. He ranks them according to how sensitive they are. And the FTdx-10 is like number 2 or number 3 on the list right now. I think.
Now it's at the top with the correction.
It's at the top. Okay, let me see.
But I'm gonna go. So I'm gonna. I think it was it Ham Radio Workbench interviewed Rob Sherwood not too long ago, within the past month. And I love that because it's a 3-hour podcast. Don't get me wrong, it's a long podcast. And if you want to go off the deep end on a topic, they hit it. But Rob Sherwood said, for the money, the 7300 is the best bang for the buck.
Yes.
It's not as good as the FTdx-10, but for the money, because you can get a 7300 for under $1,000 now.
Yep, it's about $1,000.
What's the DX10? That's probably 25.
No. It's about 16, 17.
16? I'm going to Google that here. FTdx-10.
It's under 2,000.
14. Gigaparts has got it for 14.
Okay.
So there's a $400 difference right now. Let's see what the 7300 is. So the 7300, everyone sells them for the same price. I mean, so the 7300 is listing at $1,200. So it's a $200 difference now.
Yeah, and actually, the FTdx-10 is number 3. The 101D is number 1, and then the Flex Radio is number 2. So,
right, and 1, 2, and 3 is a very minuscule difference in that. And you can hear the difference in the receive now. And the Sherwood stuff is all just on the receive. Okay, guys.
Correct.
But if you want a radio that is selective and sensitive, this is the list. And he said the top 20, any of those radios is a great radio. Okay, like they're superb. So take that in consideration. Now, just taking a look here, it looks like prices have gone up with inflation. Oh boy, don't even get us going on that topic. The difference is only a couple $100. Play with both of them if you're going to HRO. Find out what you like, man. Yep.
I did that when I bought my FTdx-3000 2 years ago. I went to HRO and I sat down in front of both of the rigs, and I looked at the 7300 and I looked at the 3000, and after feeling around a little bit those two rigs, I said, you know what, the 7300 is nice, but the 3000 is the rig for me. So you may find that you may like the user interface of the 7300 better, and that's very that's justifiable if that's what you're looking for. But these numbers, these are receiver only numbers, so that doesn't take into account any of the other factors that may
right. Yeah, and you got to remember now, the 7300 is a 5-year-old design. Okay, the HTdx-10 is a little bit newer. I am a little more partial to Yaesu over Icom, but that's a personal thing by all means. Don't There's people who will only do Icom. There's people that only do Kenwood, so on and so forth.
Yeah.
But play with it. And, me and Michael both picked the FTdx-1000. I was first. Let's just get that clear. But we're both kind of in the same position as we're a triple het receiver, a good triple het receiver, any day of the week with DSP. I mean, that's great.
Yeah.
So, we're cutting hairs. Like, I don't have really great hearing anymore. Could I tell the difference between a Flex and a FTdx-10 and a 7300? Probably not.
Probably not. No.
But
And again, like
selectivity and sensitivity, there's something to be considered there, especially if you're a contester and you're looking for DX. So
Yep. Yeah. Just from the peanut gallery here, FTdx-10 is a fantastic HF rig. Alan, again, for me, the 10 user experience and menus were not as intuitive for me compared to the 7300. So it's see which one.
People have been saying that about Yaesu's for 20 years, that the menus are a little clunky.
Yeah.
Yep.
They are.
That's one thing to say about them. They are a little clunky, but once you know how to navigate them, and nowadays, because Michael and I both have the FTM 400 and we have the FTdx 3000.
Mm-hmm.
And I think we both have Yaesu HTs. We're so used to the menus now that's almost always in the same order, right?
You start to think like them. So
right.
Thank you so much for the questions. If you keep sending them, we'll keep answering them. Feel free to leave your questions and comments down in the comment area below. I'll filter through them, and who knows, yours may end up on our next Your Questions Answered live stream. Our Q&A live streams happen on the first Thursday of the month, starting at 7 o'clock p.m. Central Time. I hope to see you there. For more articles and information, along with a full line of VHF and UHF antennas for sale, please check out my website at www.jpol-antenna.com. Your support of this channel drives the production of future videos. Check us out on Patreon. Patrons gain access to exclusive content, and our patrons help keep the mission alive. That's over on patreon.com/KB9VBR Antennas. Well, give us that thumbs up if you like this video, and don't forget to hit that subscribe button if it's your first time here. That's your best way to be notified when a new video is released. I'm Michael, KB9VBR. Have a great day, and 73.